Hello, folks. Well, I'm here to report there is trouble in the paradise of YouTube land. Oh, yes, we are in trouble in YouTube land. I would like to announce that there are going to be some pending lawsuits by some very rotten people to some other rotten people. And you know what? I feel like the devil is going to clean up his own mess. I guess that's the way the Most High will work. What's unfortunate, as far as I'm concerned, is the fact that it didn't have to go this far in the first place, because the rhetoric is real, the vitriol is real, the hate is real. I have no time to care what happens to these people who are so hateful. But there's going to be the rumors going around about it. There may or may not be realistic things that happen. But you know what? It did happen to a couple of people that they got sued for saying some very ugly things about people. And I think what angers people is most is a lack of respect. Just plain lack of respect on so many levels. You're going to talk about people that are no longer here to defend themselves. You're going to talk about people who can't help who they are. And you're going to be the main ones who are hypocritical, making money off of very vulnerable people who are paying to hear the nonsense. So it's, I don't like the fact that these suits are going to take place. But for someone to really actually be able to sue and to really take it into fruition, you'd have to be just as mean and nasty as the very people you're suing. That's just the way it works. You have to fight fire with fire. There's no such thing as what they call a bloodless revolution. Well, this is going to be a very bloody revolution. Now, I have my views on some of the issues that they come up with, but I can express those views without slandering and insulting other people. And the day was going to come where all of this misandry was going to have to come to an end, or there are going to be some high stakes. Hate speech is something that will end up being paid for. There's going to be reparations for black people in this country for all the hate that was driven to the people. There's going to be, the abuse of power that people have taken to take advantage of other people is going to come to an end. And there's going to be backlash for it. And it's not going to be fair. Nothing's going to be fair in all war. When you cause a war, you start a war, you instigate one. Be very careful what you wish for. I've heard people say, we ought to go ahead and go to war. Well, send your sons to war. You get out there on those front lines and see what you really think war is all about. Because believe me, anybody that I know who has actually served in a war, it wasn't pretty for them. They were lucky to have survived it. And a lot of them did not come out for the better for it. So this is what's happening here. Now, I have to say, the YouTube panels make YouTube a lot of money. YouTube let this get out of control. So the money ought to really come from them instead of content creators. Because to be honest with you, they let all this shit get out of control because they make a lot of money off of the hate. So anybody that makes money off of that sort of thing, any institutions or anything like that, they ought to be paying into these lawsuits. It's as simple as that. I don't want to see anybody get sued. I don't want to see anybody get mistreated. But you know what? It's too late now. It's too late. The slanders have already been said. Once you say something, you can't take it back. It's just that simple. And they've slandered people, ruined reputations, possibly ruined livelihoods with all the nonsense, with all the vitriol. And at the same time, they have put people at risk for not even being able to use their constitutional right for free speech. But free speech does not mean you get the freedom to slander and lie on other people. Make your point, and that's enough. But you don't have to tell lies about it. Everything will speak for itself. Now, there are some things that should be handled that I won't mention in this particular video. But if there are any crimes committed, you don't get to project that crimes are committed against anyone. Whoever those crimes are committed against can backlash over those crimes, and they can defend themselves, or whatever government they happen to be under can be responsible for defending the people who are victims of crimes. But to insinuate or to accuse people of something as some of the ugly things that have been said is just it's hate speech in its own form. It's slander, and no one has the right to do that to somebody else. And if you do, you can pay for it, as far as I'm concerned. Just like I said, I don't want to get on these panels. I don't want to get on any of the, not even so much as the comment sections on a regular basis, because if people aren't going to pay me, I'm not going to put up with abuse. And I'm not putting up with abuse anyway. But why should I get on a panel, express myself just to be treated badly, and then I'm not even paid anything? I waste my time. I waste my resources. I'm the one spending money to watch YouTube myself just by paying for the cable, paying for the actual platform. Sometimes I do the monthly subscription, sometimes I don't. But either way, I'm spending my time, which is money as far as I'm concerned, not to mention my mental acuity as well as my emotional well-being. Who wants to lose brain cells and be abused too? Just saying. So this is going to be real interesting to see. I had a previous video naming some content creators I thought were lemons. I decided to not continue to use that video because I think people can decide that for themselves. I think that my personal opinions about those content creators are, my opinions. It doesn't have to be everybody else's opinion. But it's these very content creators that are in this mix-up right now with all the lawsuits, with everything. And I think rightfully so. So I wish the worst for all of them, as far as I'm concerned, because they deserve it. They deserve each other. So have a wonderful day. Stay away from the meanies.